Good to see you again today. I am, as you all know, I'm Amber with the Office of Online Learning. And today, my friend Pam with the Office of Adult Learning is going to do a presentation and offer all the information that they have at their office. And they're really great. We work a lot with them. So I'm going to turn it over to Pamela O'Neill, and she's going to give you the information.
All right, well, thank you, Amber.
Welcome.
As Dr. Anderson said, my name is Pamela O'Neill. I am the Associate Director of the Office of Adult Learning here at Wichita State. Just so you know, we are located in Grace Wilkie Annex on the main campus, which if you're familiar with the main campus, that is, we're pretty close to the tallest building. Still, I believe the tallest building, Lindquist Hall, where we are really close to the library, kind of give you some context of where we are if you ever want to stop in and see us. So that's a little bit about where we are. I want to talk just real briefly, kind of give you an overview of what I will be talking about this afternoon. The Office of Adult Learning was established in March of 2015, so we're on our 6th year now serving adult learners at Wichita State. As of the last count, we have 2,095 adult learners at Wichita State. And so what that means is you're not alone here at Wichita State if you're an adult learner. That is about 20% of the undergraduate population. So adult learners are really, really well represented here at Wichita State. And the Office of Adult Learning was created to give a place for adult learners to come and meet other adult learners so that you can make those connections. And we have, you can see we're home to Alpha Sigma Lambda. I'll talk a little bit more about these programs in detail and what we have. AMAP, which is our mentoring program. We have a lounge specifically for adult learners called the Joe Stone Lounge. We have a scholarship for adult learners. And finally, I'll talk a little bit about Shocker Pathway, which you probably already know pretty well. And that's just some of the stuff that we have. I feel like we offer so much more than this, but in a short time of an hour, I will try to talk a little bit more about some of the programs that you all may be interested in. So Alpha Sigma Lambda, we're very proud to have this organization here at Wichita State and have our own chapter. I do know at WSU Tech, there is also an Alpha Sigma Lambda. So if you are an Alpha Sigma Lambda member at WSU Tech and you transfer over through the Shocker Pathway program, you can slide right into our Sigma Iota chapter here at Wichita State. In the far corner there, you can see our former director, Susan Norton, and actually a WSU Tech, I know she taught at WSU Tech for a while. Amanda Hackerott was our last president of our Alpha Sigma Lambda chapter. And Alpha Sigma Lambda is an honor society. It is by invitation only. You can, as you can see there on the slide, it is one of the oldest and largest honor societies for non-traditional adult students. We have here at Wichita State, like I said, we've been a member, I believe, since 2016, and we're getting ready to induct our first class, or not our first, but our class of 2021 scholars. And it's a great place for students. I know that one of our former students who served on the board said it helped him create relationships he wouldn't be able to otherwise create with like-minded individuals, high-achieving adult learners. And another benefit to Alpha Sigma Lambda is the ability to compete for some national scholarships that are pretty significant. I believe I saw where it was $2,500 per year. So just a great organization to be a part of. So AMAP is our Adult Mentoring Advantage program. And we started this in 2018. And what it is a peer-to-peer mentoring program. And so we match students who are coming into Wichita State University. Maybe it's their first or second semester at Wichita State. And we match them with students who have been here, for probably a year, maybe a little bit longer. And you're not getting matched with an 18-year-old, or a 19-year-old. You're getting matched with another adult learner who has been in your shoes, who knows what it's like to be an adult learner at Wichita State. We ask that our mentors have a 2.75 GPA, and it's their third semester and beyond here at Wichita State. I've been able to see some really good relationships develop. And if you see the quote there on your right, that was one of the quotes from one of our mentors. And when we first had AMAP, it was interesting for me to see all the people who responded to my request for mentors and mentees. Those who wanted to be mentors way outnumbered the people that wanted a mentor. I had so many people who wanted to give back, and this is a great way for them to do that. So I encourage you that if you come to Wichita State and you're an adult learner here, you can find someone else who maybe have find someone who can show you the ropes a little bit, or sometimes you just need someone to say, hey, I'm having problems with this class or this professor or whatever. What do you think I should do? And it's great to have this other person who knows Wichita State and, like I said before, has been in your same shoes. So AMAP, I think, is one of the great advantages to being an adult learner at Wichita State. I did have someone email me about a month ago and was interested in putting a similar program at her university in Georgia. And she said, when she did a Google search, Wichita State came up as someone who offered this. And she said, you are the only institution I have found that has something like this. And I said, yeah, I know, because we saw the need for it. And glad that, I can help other institutions as well, kind of find their way and give the resources that adult learners need here at Wichita State and across the United States. So I encourage you, as I said before, come meet with us, talk to us if you're interested in either being a mentor or having a mentor. I do want to stop real quick and just ask if anybody has any questions or anything. I know that this looks like there aren't a lot of people in this session. So if you ever have a question or anything, please feel free to unmute yourself or type it in the chat, and I'll be sure to answer those questions. Another unique selling point to the Office of Adult Learning is our Joe Stone Lounge. This was created in April 27th, I believe, of 2017. Joe Stone Lounge is named after Joe Stone, who is the oldest WSU undergraduate to receive his bachelor's degree. He did so at the ripe old age of 93 years old. A lot of our adult learners who come in feel like they're going to be the oldest person at Wichita State. And I tell them, I said, well, I don't know that you will be, because we have people, maybe not as old as Joe Stone come in and take advantage of the Office of Adult Learning. But we do have quite a few older adult learners. Fun fact, my friend Chad from admissions would talk about the man he helped getting admitted, 72 years old, and is coming back to get his degree. So, we live by the motto, you're never too old and it's never too late. And Joe Stone, for us, exemplifies that. When we named this Joe Stone Lounge, we had Stone's children, and they call themselves the Pebbles. I just thought that was adorable. They each donated some money to this lounge, and today we have a television up in this lounge, as well as chargers that you can plug in your devices. It's a wonderful study space. And while you're there, you can enjoy some free coffee from our coffee bar. We haven't been able to have that up since COVID, but starting June 1st, I am happy to say that we'll have the coffee bar up and running. So you can grab a cup of coffee, sit in our lounge, remember that you're not alone, and you're probably not the oldest one here at Wichita State either, but it's a great place to just hang out. And, you know, even if you're not studying, if you just want a quiet place, it's a great place to be. So encourage you to take advantage of our Joe Stone Lounge.
Absolutely. I feel like our adult learning students and our online students, students enrolled in an online program at WSU, there are a lot of the same types of students. And what I notice is that our students are working full time, they're active in the community, you know, they're raising their own families. A lot of the time they're taking classes alongside their own kids.
Right.
So, and we just really want to create a safe space for you guys, because you guys are every bit of same type of students as first year program student or first freshman program students. So,
and Amber, thank you for saying that. You brought up 2 points, and I'm going to try to remember them. It seems like I forget stuff all the time, and I apologize for this. Also, starting in June, we will, or not June, but in the fall semester, we will be open until 7 p.m. And so you can come in, you know, after 5 and still get that coffee if you need it, or relax, whatever it is. I talked to one of my Osher scholars, which is my next slide here. And when she enrolled, it didn't happen because of COVID, but she and her daughter were going to graduate in the same semester from Wichita State. She actually ended up graduating a little bit ahead of her daughter. Her daughter will graduate next semester. But, you know, I hear that all the time. They're coming to school with their kids. And, you know, that's something that I noticed as an adult learner myself. I should have brought this up in the beginning. I came to Wichita State at 31 years old, not having taken a single college class, not even in high school. That didn't exist when I was in high school, but we won't talk about how old I am. We couldn't earn college credit. So anyway, I came to school and I would start taking classes, and I noticed right away that I was not always the oldest one in my class. And as I got my bachelor's degree, I worked on my master's degree through the Elliott School of Communication, where I was able to teach public speaking. And what I saw as a public speaking instructor, I've heard many faculty say. One is that our adult learners are leaders in the classroom, and they're also often high achieving. As you can see, we have a whole, you know, the Alpha Sigma Lambda for our high achieving adult learners, but they're really respected by the traditional age students because of that leadership, because of that experience they have. The traditional students really, that's what I'm looking for. I can't think of the word, but they come to you can just see the students, the traditional students kind of hover around the adult learners, if you will. They navigate toward them, and they want to hear their experiences. So I try to tell adult learners when they come in, they talk to me about their anxiety. I get it. I was there. I was petrified to go into a college classroom at 31 years of age. I thought, my goodness, how much had I forgotten? But am I going to even be able to keep my head above water? And you know what? I retained a lot more information than I thought I had. And I hear this time and time again with with our adult learners, is that, oh yeah, I remember a lot more than I thought I would. Or there's that, you know, you start learning something, you're like, wait a minute, I remember this. And so you retain more information than you think you do. So when I start talking about not only the Office of Adult Learning, but taking classes here, I always talk about the Osher Scholarship. And it's important because this scholarship is specifically for adult learners. As you can see in my second bullet point there, the cumulative gap in education for at least 5 years. And what that means is, you know, after high school, and maybe you went to college right after high school, you know, you took couple semesters, and then you stopped out for a little bit, year or two, and you went back, and then you stopped out for another year or two, and then you did it again. And our old director would talk about she had the installment plan. She had a kid, take a class, take a couple classes, have a kid, take another couple classes. She'd take some time off. That's that cumulative 5-year gap there. And so most of our adult learners who come back to Wichita State have been out at least 5 years, if not 10 or 15, or like myself, I was right at 13 years. There's just a few requirements, and one of them is that you are being a fully admitted WSU student pursuing your first bachelor's degree, and that you are not a fully online student. I'm sorry, Dr. Anderson. But that's part of the requirements for the Osher Scholarship. And we are the only university in Kansas to have or ever have the Osher Scholarship. And we're very proud of that. And as you can see in the center picture there, those are 3 Osher scholars who have graduated. The young man on the right there, Rex, is now in getting his PhD in biomedical engineering. And
Wow.
so I'm telling you guys, you can do this, and especially with this Osher Scholarship, the deadline for fall is July 1st. It is coming up. But Amber, if you type in that, put in the chat there, that wichita.edu, I believe it's / just Osher. I'm not sure.
I will.
All right, thank you.
And actually, I will tell you, Pauline has a question, not related to Osher, but she asked a question earlier. She'd like to know what the difference is between joining an honors track at WSU through the Honors College versus the Alpha Sigma Lambda.
Okay, so I'm not real versed in the honors, like the honors track or the honors college. And I believe we can get you set up with that. Jessie Rayburn is over in the College of Health, or the Honors College, and she can kind of speak a little bit more to that. But through Alpha Sigma Lambda, it is, there's a $25 fee for first year members and then $15 after that. And it's more of a small group where they can meet once a month and you compete for national scholarships. So it's not, there are no classes tied to it to where you, if you were in honors college, you would be. But Alpha Sigma Lambda is that just a group, if you will. And I see Jenna there. She may be, Jenna, were you wanting to talk? Can you talk a little bit about honors college for me, please?
Yeah, that's
awesome. Thank you.
That's a little more related to my area. Our honors college, and there's several different tracks through the honors college. Those are academic programs. So to follow an honors college track, you have to meet specific academic requirements and take specific numbers of honors classes. Jessica Rayburn, or Jessie, is the advisor and assistant or associate director of the honors college. We were supposed to have a presentation on Monday, and unfortunately we did not have anyone show up for that presentation, so I won't have a recording to post on that one. But if you're interested in learning more about the honors college and those honors tracks within the honors college, shoot me an email. I'll stick my email in the chat for you. Alpha Sigma Lambda is, just as Pam said, it's not an academic track, but it's more of a society.
Yes.
As I was not part of Alpha Sigma Lambda specifically, I was part of a different honor society as an undergraduate student, and served as a what's the word I'm looking for, Pam?
Were you served on the executive board maybe? You had a position there?
Officer.
Officer, yes. There you go.
So, and depending on the honor society, the positions available are different. But as an officer for that, I was, able to build on my leadership experiences. I got a lot more experience speaking in public, which before then I was absolutely terrible at it. It gave me a lot of really great experiences with that. It also gave me some community with some folks that I wouldn't have been in class with. We had my honor society was at a two-year college, so we had everybody from every major possible. I was a traditional student at my community college, but I worked with adult learners, and it really helped me get to know people that I wouldn't have met in my classes, wouldn't have met necessarily at my job, and just really allowed me to be around people who wanted to do well in school and were driven, but also wanted to learn about leadership and giving back to the community. Because every honor society has their own pillars and the things that they strive for. Usually academics and leadership and scholarship and service are usually those pillars. So that's kind of the difference between, in general, an honor society and an honors college track. I hope that helps a little bit.
Yes, thank you, Jenna. And that was, when I talked about Bobby Cook, who was our secretary, he was able to form those relationships. And it is something that you can also put on your resume. I was a member of Alpha Sigma Lambda Honor Society, and employers can look at that and without even seeing your GPA can see that you did well in school. So it's just a neat organization to be a part of. One of the things I do want to talk about is our shocker stories. And this is really important, as you can see, once again, if you come to Wichita State, you're not going to be the only adult learner there. And we represent a diverse population of students. And if you go to that wichita.edu/shocker stories, you can hover over any one of those pictures, click on it, and you can see a little bit more about that person and what they studied, and maybe even some little advice on those. But those are fun to visit if you ever want to see, see some great stories, and maybe even one day see yourself up there. Just a great representation of the individuals that come through our office, and hopefully we'll be updating those pretty soon. Those are a couple years old now, but still relevant to this day, that we have students coming in and giving it all they have and just having a great time here at Wichita State. So Shocker Pathway, as you probably know, since this is a Shocker Pathway transfer fair, Shocker Pathway is a partnership with WSU Tech. And Jenna can talk a little bit more about this, but I know that I can carry the torch here for a little bit. Jenna is your advisor. Should you need any questions, she'll help you through your first year of coming from WSU Tech over here to Wichita State. So if you have 45, basically you can get an Associate of Arts degree from Wichita State University by taking 45 hours at WSU Tech and then finishing your 15 hours here at Wichita State University. And what's really cool, you saw that page before about the Shocker stories. Well, we have Shocker Pathway stories as well. And same there, you can go to that Shocker Pathway website and read the stories about the Shocker Pathway students who have come through and who have gone on to get their Associate of Arts and sometimes even their bachelor's through Wichita State. So it's a good resource for you guys. And anytime you want to come in, doesn't matter, you don't have to be an adult learner to come into our office. I tell everyone that, when I start talking about the Office of Adult Learning, I will help anybody that comes through our door. And I also have nieces and nephews who are college age, and they're calling me, "Hey, Aunt Pam, what do you do here?" Well, that's why I'm here. I'm here to answer those questions. And, we're here to help you with anything that you might need. I was a student, came in 2002. So I've been at Wichita State for a little bit. And we always say, if you have any questions, ask us. Doesn't mean we're going to have the answer right away, but we will get the answer, and we will make sure that you get it. And we can usually get it within a couple minutes, or at the very latest, a day or two. So we love the questions, love to have you here in the office. We will be opening June 1st, and for, the coffee bar. I didn't talk about our resource room, but I do want to talk about that real quick. We have free printing available for our adult learners, and that's black and white. And we also have some laptops. Or not laptops, but they're full desk computers. You can come in and print your documents that you need printed. And as always, like I said before, get that free coffee, because we know I drank about a pot of it this morning. So we do have that available for our students that need it. That is it for me, unless Jenna or Amber wants to say, hey, Pam, you forgot to talk about blah. And more than likely, I probably did. So does anybody want to add? Yeah.
So yes, to further what Pam said about we're here to answer questions, no matter what they are. You might think that they're, I don't know, not important or kind of stupid questions or one-off questions, but always bounce off of us, because that's what we're here for. I always say that, I did my degrees at Wichita State, and so I made a lot of mistakes. So if I have the opportunity to help you from making one of those mistakes, I would love to do that. So never hesitate. Nothing is too broad or out of context to talk to any of us about. So
Amber, you brought up, I'm going to interrupt you real quick though. Those asking those questions, all three of us are first gen students.
Mm-hmm.
We had so many questions, and I think that was it. If we would have, asked those questions that we were afraid to ask, we wouldn't have made so many mistakes. Amber said I made so many mistakes, but I got through, and academia is awfully forgiving of mistakes. You can make mistake, and it's okay. There's usually a way out, or we can help you with something. So please, please ask those questions, no matter how silly they may sound to you. I had somebody the other day call me, said, well, this may be a dumb question, and went on. It was a wonderful question.
Mm-hmm.
So ask those questions. Don't be afraid. We were first gen students. We know what you're feeling. We know.
And if we don't know it, we'll find out.
Yes, we will. Absolutely. I'm sorry to interrupt. Did you have more to say?
No, you're fine. I had just a general question to Jenna about her students transferring over from tech to on campus. What do most of them end up graduating with, in your experience?
Do you mean bachelor's versus associates or major?
I think I was thinking along the lines of coming in with, I think, a bachelor, ending up with a bachelor.
Okay. So just to give you some idea about what the numbers are, 90% of students who sign up for Shocker Pathway say that their intention is to pursue a bachelor's degree.
Mm-hmm.
That's been pretty consistent since the beginning of the program in 2015. So we are officially 6 years old, starting our 7th year of the Shocker Pathway program. And that number has been pretty consistent. I would say, and data has always been super clunky and manual for me. So I don't have the most up-to-date numbers on graduation rates, but usually if students complete that associate's degree and their intention was the bachelor's, they continue on for that and graduate with us. I see a lot of students who don't end up completing their associate's degree along the way are the ones that are not completing the bachelor's degree more than not. Not saying that you have to, it just does help that the likelihood of completing the bachelor's, it goes up if you at least just apply for it along the way, because usually it's not extra classes to get that associate's degree. The most common majors that I see We have a lot of students interested in the competitive health fields, namely dental hygiene and nursing. I don't know the number of students that get accepted and graduate from those programs because they are super competitive, but those are the two of the most popular. I also have a lot of students interested in business majors, namely general business, management, HR, and accounting. Those are the ones that I see the most. The least common majors are our fine arts majors. If I have a fine arts student, they're usually graphic design or media arts, but I see students from all of the academic colleges here at the university. So we're a very diverse group, which is awesome. We also have a lot of students interested in elementary education, whether it's the TAP program or the traditional on-campus program, because I do have some adult students and some more traditional students. We're kind of a mix of all of the things. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, that's a good mix.
I will say I don't have a ton of online students that are fully online degree programs. I have a handful, but not a ton. A lot of students want to be partially on campus or pursuing a major that is not completely online. That might change with the addition of some of those online business programs though.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing, but I wasn't going to say it.
Because honestly, accounting is pretty popular. So
yeah. We're excited to get that started. So
I did have one thing to add for Shocker Pathway though, if I can real fast. Sure. Pam mentioned the AMAP, the Adult Mentoring Advantage program. Right. We also have a mentoring program specifically for Shocker Pathway. So the difference is with that, it's specifically for Shocker Pathway students. And we try to pair students who are just coming to Wichita State with students who have already transferred over through the Shocker Pathway specifically. That kind of took a back burner this last year with the pandemic, but I'm hoping that we can try to launch that again in the fall. So in the past when we've run that, I've tried to pair students. Let's say I have a business major who has kiddos. I try to pair them with another business major who has kiddos. Or when we try to find majors that align really well, so you get to know some of the same professors, but also some life things. If I have a student who's a military veteran or a military dependent, I try to pair them with someone that also has that experience and those different layers of our identity. So you can feel like you have someone that knows all of the levels or at least multiple of those. So if you're watching this and you're interested in being a participant in that, we are looking for, well, hopefully this summer, maybe get that out and ask for folks for interest. And then similar to the AMAP program, for someone to be a mentor, we look for someone who's at least been here 2 semesters and in their 3rd semester, just so you're a little bit more familiar with the campus and all of the wonderful things that a university adds on. So if you're watching this and you're interested, please get in touch with us. You can get in touch with us at the Adult Learning contact information, or we have a Shocker Pathway email as well. It's just shockerpathway@wichita.edu. If you are watching this live, you've gotten multiple emails from me at that address, or you can email me directly or call our office, whatever works for you. We're here. I think that was the only addition I had.
Okay. Yeah, I was glad you said that because like Jenna said, even AMAP suffered when we went through the pandemic. You know, it was kind of and I read this at some place, you know, when we go into that kind of mode, we drop whatever we don't need. And it was really interesting. And we do only, you know, and we did what we could. And now as we progress and we go further on, it's like, you know what, we really need AMAP. And that was one of the things that I wish I would have kept up on during the pandemic. In hindsight, I see it now and I think it would have been helpful, but going through now, I'm like, oh, that's one of the first things that I want to get going again is that mentoring program, because as Jenna said, when we had that, when we had AMAP and we were matching people, I did it almost, well, it was accident, but it was a veteran and who was paired with another veteran, and I didn't even know it. And we paired them, and I think they got a really good friendship, and found some commonality there. So even when we match people, sometimes we don't know how well we match them, but we do have those processes in place, and we're looking. I know I am. I'm really looking forward to the fall semester and getting to see students and get more of our programs like AMAP going, and just being here for the students. At the end of the day, when I can help a student, I go home and I'm grateful
Happy.
for that. I'm happy. Yeah. Yep.
So
My job makes me happy.
same. I want to thank you, Pam, for going through all that. And Jenna, it was cool to have you pop up and share some information too. So Pauline, I hope you enjoyed. It's been good seeing you in a couple of my sessions. And if you need any of us, you know how to contact us. And if anybody doesn't have any other questions or information they want to plug, we can break.
We can hop off and go get lunch.
Ooh, shameless plug.
Oh,
Yeah.
do it.
Pauline, if you have not followed the social media sites yet, please do so. We're on both the Office of Adult Learning and Online Learning and Chalk Your Pathway. We all have Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We also have YouTube channels. So if there's some session that you missed, yeah, see, I'm terrible with social media, so don't expect me to be the person posting that. We have a wonderful student assistant that does that, and I'm going to miss her. But you can follow us on there, stay up to date with the things that we're doing. We just had a contest to name our fish here in the office. So please feel free to follow us. We also have the YouTube channel that everything's going to go up on. So shameless plug, social media. I like it when we have new followers. It makes me happy.
I'm going to place my social media on here, and I know that you guys are connected to our sites.
Yes.
And it should be for Pathway, it should be Shocker Pathway on all of them. So
Okay.
I don't know. I set them up and then let her be free.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you all so much. As always, I love talking about the Office of Adult Learning. I could go on and on, but I tried to hit with what I thought would be most important. So please reach out anytime you want to know more.
Thank you, Pam. Thank you,
Thank
Jenna.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you,
wonderful day.
Pauline.
Okay.
All right.
Got it.
I'm going to leave and get food.